What are the when you do eventually colonize Mars? What's the idea in terms of terraforming? Is it contained ecosystems that are under domes? Like what are you planning on doing to make it habitable?
Well, at first, you would have to have a life support system um, because Mars has a low density atmosphere, only about 1% the density of Earth, and it's primarily CO2. Um, Now, over time, you can terraform Mars. Terraform means make it like Earth, essentially. Um, and if you warm Mars up, you will there's a bunch of frozen CO2 that will evaporate, densify the atmosphere, and you'd actually want kind of global warming on Mars because
Mm.
Mars is about 50% further away from the sun than the Earth. So it gets about less than half the solar energy that Earth is.
And it's believed at one point in time Mars had a much different environment, right?
It appears highly likely that Mars had liquid oceans, albeit a long time ago.
And did
There's a lot of ice, so Mars is covered in ice, um, and now the ice is then covered in dust for mostly, except at the poles. So there's a lot of ice. In fact, I believe if Mars was warmed up, you'd have an ocean about a mile deep on 40% of the planet. So it's quite a lot of water.
and do we think that it was like that at one
Yes,
point in time?
the evidence suggests that it is most likely that Mars had liquid water.
What's the prevailing theory of its demise?
Well, just over time, the solar system cooled. So Earth used to be much hot. In the very early Earth was like molten rock. Um, so really almost nothing could survive in the beginning. We were just a ball of lava. We're still mostly a ball of lava. Um, we're like creme brulee. Like there's a thin crust, and uh, and it's mushy rock under, super very hot mushy rock underneath.
Mm.
And technically, that rock is in a semi-solid state, but as soon as it gets to a low pressure, like pops out of the ocean, you have a volcano, obviously, with lava.
Yeah.
So it's
I,
at surface ambient pressure, uh, we're basically covered in liquid rock.